So now in the biotic components, we spoke about the different parts of the biotic components. Simply we told that plants, animals and microorganisms. So here on basing the food relation, we can categorize the living organisms in the biotic components. So the biotic component, it includes the living organisms. Now here categorize them according to the food relation or energy relation. So by that we can understand the relation between different organisms, the interdependence between different organisms in a better way by that categorization. So according to the food relations or energy relations or energy requirements, if you categorize that, the first category we talk about is producers. So producers are the part of a biotic component. Biotic components means living organisms. In that living organisms, there is a category called as producers. Which is a very important and main category. Why we are calling it as a producer? So who is the producer? Who produces? He is a producer. What it produces? What these organisms produce? They produce the food. They produce the food for the other organisms. So food is available in the form of chemicals, chemical form for all of us. If we are talking about humans, we solely depend on chemical energy. We are eating a burger, we are eating a pizza, it is nothing but made up of certain materials like wheat flour, atta, maida, oil. All these are nothing but biochemicals. They are made up of proteins, amino acids, carbohydrates. So those are the biochemicals. So we get energy in the form of food. Food is nothing but a mixture of various chemicals. Chemicals in the sense, not the chemicals in the laboratory jars or tins. These are the chemicals which can provide us energy. So that kind of chemical form of energy is produced by these producers. How they are able to produce that chemical form of energy? How they are able to produce the food? Producers, they give us the food. These producers, they take up the solar energy. They are capable of converting the solar energy into food energy, chemical energy. So that is the great ability of the producers. All the green plants and all the microorganisms which have the green substance chlorophyll, which are able to convert the solar energy into chemical energy, that is glucose, are called producers. You can take blue-green algae. Even though it is not a plant, it is a microorganism, it is a very small organism. Even then it has got green color pigment. Even certain protozoans, they have green color chlorophyll which can prepare their own food. So all these are the producers. That means they fix the solar energy, they fix the solar radiation into energy, which can be consumed by other organisms, that is food. So these are called as producers. So producers are the main base of the ecosystem. They are in very large number. Now let us talk about the second group, consumers. Consumers. If you look into the social studies, who is a consumer? Who consume the product? Who go and buy the product? Who go and get the product? He is a consumer. Who consumes it? Who uses it? He is a consumer. Here, whatever the food is prepared by the producers, a part of the food is consumed by the consumers. We are consuming the food prepared by the producers. You're eating fruits, vegetables, rice and all these that have come from the plants. So plants, they produced the food. Of course, not exactly for you. Plants produced the food for their own purpose, but it is in excess that is used by other organisms. So the energy is transferred from producers to consumers in the form of food. Again, in the consumers, there are so many levels. Primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. Anyway, we will see that relation later. So the second group is consumers. Consumers are the organisms which depend on other organisms for their food requirements or energy requirements. Consumers, you can take all animals including humans and many microorganisms, all these are consumers. So do we have any other category here? Already we spoke in the first part of this lesson any materials added to the environment, what happens to the material? We discussed about adding waste to the environment. Among the waste what we have added to the environment, a part of the waste is degraded, mixed up with the soil. Say for example, fruit peels. You throw fruit peels in the soil. After a few days, you find that the fruit peels are mixed up with the soil. That means the fruit peels are decomposed, degraded. But if you throw a polythene paper, it doesn't mix up with the soil for a very long period. You can see still it is remain in the soil. That means the soil, it consists of certain group of organisms which can decompose the organic waste or bio waste. See, fruit peels, vegetable peels, paper, cloth, these kind of materials can be degraded, biodegradable materials. But how they can degrade? That is by the action of certain organisms. We call such organisms as decomposers. Decomposers, especially bacteria. Bacteria are called as decomposers because they decompose it. So whenever you leave some food item outside for 1 or 2 days, any cooked food item, you see that it gets spoiled. That means bacteria, fungus, they start degrading that. They start decomposing it. It is a very important natural process. If that is not done, the whole world will be full of waste. The whole planet is accumulated with a lot of waste. All the waste is not accumulated. The degradable part of the waste is degraded every time. That is by the action of certain organisms called as decomposers. So here we see 3 different categories: producers, consumers, and decomposers. Now let us see the interdependence between these groups or these categories, and let us find the food relations, their part in the environment and their percentage in the environment, and let us see the energy flow between each level, how the energy flows, and which organisms are at the base, which organisms are at the top. Let us see now.